If you
Hello.
want to join him, he's got a channel on YouTube as well. Feel free to join him. And here we go. Right. Okay. That's. Sorry to disturb you, Mickey, but that's really fun. I've literally just played one card and the guy has passed.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm planning to drop my Nilfgaard Knight this turn, give me 10 points plus 2 armor on the field, and that should force at least 2 cards to be played out of his hand.
Right, okay, sir. Go on. Let's see.
And drop him there.
Right.
Okay, so for those of you who aren't aware, the basic rule of this game is the same as Witcher 3, the Gwent on there. Highest numbers win, but they have made a few changes in order to balance the game significantly. So it's actually playable in a competitive manner. Kind of competitive. But this is only a beta right now, so a lot of things are subject to change. And hello person that's just turned onto the stream.
And I'd like to point out I've just found a glitch.
Oh god, what have you done, Ben?
Right, my opponent had an Earth Elemental, so I have played Savage Bear, which deals 1 damage whenever a character is played. Basically, he then plays Celerio Harpy, which brings out 2 copies of Harpy eggs. But, all of a sudden, 2 lesser Earth Elementals have just spawned at the same time. So, if anyone from Gwent is actually watching this, there's your first glitch.
And I know he's going to be taking full advantage of that at any given time. So this gentleman. So I'm going to play this gentleman here. Hopefully he's going to take some further. There we go. A little bit of value at him. Removing something into the grave, which I will be playing against later. But as you can see, my opponent is currently at 7 card, but I'm at 6. I'm hoping he's going to pass here, forcing a draw. Because if he does, then I have everything I need to hopefully go off on the next turn. But the problem when you're playing dwarves is you are staring at a nice big risk.
Our shields are our ramparts! Give them no rest, no reprieve!
And from what I can tell, the background noise is a little high, but unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that until I get to the settings. I'm sorry people, I'm delaying. Right, so I'm going to play Scorch this turn, because on my next turn chances are my deck's going to go off a little heavier than it should, meaning I'm probably going to look at my own Scorch card.
Calling me a coward?
Come on. Do it! Do something! So, I might be here. But I promise you something, I'm impatient. Play your turn! Play it! Oh, darn it. So, the symbols with the little wood bars and the fists on, this means it's going to stay on the field next turn. Which is going to inherently probably come back to bite me in the bum, but what I can do is this, powering my gentleman here up by 10 points. But right now. And then this is when I turn around and he's played his gold, so I'm going to pass. He can have this first round and hopefully I'll be able to take the next 2. Although we are currently even on cards to play these heroes, so we might be alright. I doubt it. With his son, 12 points on the board, and this Iron Golem is, well, Imperial Golem, sorry, is something I prefer not to have in my hand. There we are. So, as you can see, my opponent's starting and he's already powering up his field. So I'm going to play that 3 golems get something straight out, get my hero, and hopefully I do not get what I want, but I'm going to play a Virotic Medic. That's going to give me access to any bronze in the grave, and at this point I'm going to be playing my ambassador, looking on my opponent's side of the field, and I'm going to be powering up a golem on the front row.
Gods protect us.
Now, if he actually had the ability to power up my ambassador here, he would have slowed me down ever so slightly, but still has given me access to do that, which is fun, very fun. I mean, I play the manga now in case of a mirror match, because it is a nice way of punishing the spies, and it does tend to slow my opponent down a turn or two. But my hand hasn't been amazing, and I'm currently getting punished quite significantly. It's always fun. It's always fun.
Right, if anyone's interested, as you can see on my screen, I have 2 Priestess of Freya. Now, the difference between these two, one is animated, one is not. That is called a premium card. You can still only hold 3 cards the same name in your deck. So I couldn't run 3 Priestess of Freya common and 3 Priestess of Freya premium. So I'm going to play one of mine now.
Bow before modern Freya.
And of course, I go for my skirmisher.
Let's not get in the way of me axe.
And then pass it to my opponent.
Okay, so as you can see, I just won this round by a 9-point difference. So I'm going to pass here, maintaining my hand. I'm hoping to get something tasty on my next turn. I'm most likely going to mulligan my manga now. One of the 2 I now have, because they're not exactly useful to me, so I'll make that disappear. And this isn't looking particularly good for me, but what we will do, I'm going to drop my manga now. As you can see, me and my opponent will be relatively fine, and that is a major issue. Okay, cool, thank you.
I will not let this become a second Sodom.
So I'm going to go balls to the wall here. Get my knight. I mean, I could ideally have gone something slightly better if I had my manga now out. I may have been laughing, but... And that is my opponent's game due to the swallow potion, which I then choked on. Great. So, first game goes to my opponent.
GG.
Yep, GG.
Right, over on my field, at the moment my opponent is winning by 10 points. But, with my deck, I have a little trick up my sleeve. I will now summon Gemist.
That is your brilliant move.
Gemist
Truly?
is one of the very few cards that allow you to basically create a copy of that card out of thin air. So I could play either Impenetrable Fog, Clear Skies, or he has Blood-Curdling Roar, which allows me to turn my Priestess of Freya into a Raging Bear. I now am at 47 to his 43, and we both have 2 cards left. Let's see how this goes.
Right, so I'll just switch over to my monster deck, and by the name, I think you can pretty much guess what it's basically designed for. This is a Swarming Devour deck, for lack of a better description, and it looks like I am having a match against essentially an elemental deck. So, this is quite possibly the worst matchup I could have hoped for, but you never know, might get lucky. Miracles have happened.
Right, it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, my opponent has 50, I have 53. I will play my Priestess of Freya just to finish this game off. It's not because I want to certainly massacre. I actually played a game yesterday and accidentally found out I misplayed. So I'm just playing the last 11 points, and I will send a well played to my opponent. And I will also send a GG, since this was a fairly decent game.
So what you just saw here, I used my drowner here to pull away the Wild Hunt Rider. This is going to stop him from activating the trio ability, causing me a lot of problems next turn. But I'm also going to start the initial setup now. As you can see, he's got 7 here, so if I was to play my Scorch here, then we would break even and I would ultimately lose, but I can start a basic setup for the next turn. As you can tell, my opponent is probably going to give me a fair amount of jip here, but it's one of those things, there's nothing I can do about it, I mean. But this is the time I will play Scorch, because
Right, sorry about that guys, I was just having a quick second to check my settings. Right, before I actually go on to playing any more, let's just check out my deck build so people can understand what is actually in my Barren Seas. As I can see, young Mickey is having fun against his mirror match opponent.
yep, great fun.
Alright, as you can see, currently I run 1 Savage Bear, 3 Raging Berserkers, 2 Skirmishers, a Cleaver. The main card in this deck is Moorcat Fag. He is great. He is great with the hero card that I run, because my hero will bring him straight from my deck, power him by 3, weaken him by 1. But because he had 11 strength initially, whenever he goes to the graveyard, he will return with a basic strength of 8 again. So it really helps set up long-term strength. I have Yennefer, which you saw when I first played. My opponent pretty much gave up straight away, mainly because she will do 1 damage to the highest enemy on the opponent's side of the field every turn. Combine that with my Savage Bear, you start doing a lot of damage. Emerald allows me to draw. Oh, nice one, Mickey. Emerald.
No, I told you Yennefer was almost an auto-win, sir. I do for you. Right, so I've got... This hand isn't perfect, but as you can tell, I am at a major disadvantage here, so... This is always fun. Oop.
Clear skies. Nice card. Right. I run Elma, again, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. This allows me to get rid of my skirmishes in hand faster. Skirmishes gains 3 strength whenever they are sent to the graveyard, so that is the whole idea. Again, 2 basic gold cards, because I do not own any of the other ones. Trish is a must-have in nearly any deck, and Garland at the moment, mainly because it's the only other gold I own. This little combo here of the Drumard Shield Maidens, really good fun. If you can weaken one of your opponent's monsters quickly, you can do 2 damage. If it's damaged, do another 2. If it's damaged again, do another 2. This is also a viable target for smacking your Raging Berserkers. As long as you do damage to a Raging Berserker, they become a bear card, which has 11 strength and has no abilities. They are really strong. Last up, like I said before, 3 Priests of Freya, 1 animated, 2 common. I have my Bolgvar Archers. These guys do 1 damage to 3 units. I have my Gemist, again, one of the few mages in this game. A really good card to own if you're playing Skelligan. And also the last hero is Holgen Blackhand. He will deal 5 damage to a target. If he destroys a target, he strengthens it another highest target in my graveyard by 3. Excuse me. As for ability cards, I run 2 First Lights on the advice of Mickey. Basically, I never used to play these, and I have started playing it mainly now thanks to his advice. They come in really handy. I run 2 Torrent Rains, mainly for clearing up like the lower mobs. Demetrium's shackles. These are really handy. If you have an opposing hero who basically has a huge power boost, like you saw in the last game, that Kraken went from a level 10 card to a level 25 in one turn.
Which is very scary. That's almost game winning, by the way, guys.
It is. If you play Demetrium Shackles, not only do you lock that card, it demotes the actual card's colour to gold, to silver, which means that you can basically target that card through any other card events. And hello to our first streaming friend. Right, next up I run Mad Room. Basically this is a really good card. It works really well with Demetrium Shackles. If something's boosted itself so strong that they think they're going to win off that and it's gold, you play Demetrium Shackles, then play this little bad boy.
Destruction to death.
Exactly. Play this little bad boy. It can either give your hero a reset and then +3, or what I like to do is use spores, which basically does reset on your opponent's character and then -3. So let's say your opponent plays a doo-doo. Not many people do nowadays, but they do that. It's
dodo, sir, not doo-doo.
Doo-doo, dodo. A lot of people call it doo-doo because it is a doo-doo card.
It is. I mean, I have great fun taking it out, but as you can see, I have my Yennefer here, so as my friend here, Neil, was talking about earlier, this card is absolutely amazing. But I'm also going to stick some rot out on my opponent's side of the board. On this turn, actually, boop. I'm going to deal my opponent's spine now to get the power up. On next turn, I'm going to drop a rot tosser on my opponent's back line there, up on the artillery line, and that will deal with everything he's got there.
Nice one, sir. Nice one. Right, as I said, put the chains on someone, use Spore. It will put their character back to the original attack of that character and then decrease it by 3. That is a great combo, and it's a great way of shutting down any particular heroes who are basically OPing themselves. Next card I have, which I've suggested
sorry, Ben, OPing?
Yep.
OPing? Does that mean
OP
they can't control their sex?
It means
I'm sure there's a nappy cards in this card game somewhere.
No, it is literally overpowered, mate.
So you're not on about the legendary card Jennifer's sanitary pad?
No, I'm not, Mickey. Right, the one card I have...
Sure.
One card I have suggested to Mickey, and I hope he gets it so he can see how powerful it is called Skelligan Storm. It's another weather card, and it's silver. Basically, this card puts on one row a horrible storm that will do 3, 2, and 1, starting from right to left. Now, people have worked out how to get around this card. If they put a gold card on the furthest end of that actual row, the gold card will take 3 damage, but it takes 0 damage because it's got a promoted effect. Therefore, only the 2 and the 1 effect will hit in. That's if they know about that little technique. I've noticed a lot of people don't think about where they're placing their cards. They just put it on that row. So this card is a really good card to get. And of course, as Mickey said earlier on about Scorch, we have to play at least one. This card has helped me in the past so many times. But again, it's easy to lock yourself.
To anyone with multiple copies of Scorch, it isn't worth playing more than one. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're on a roll, it's going to burn you out faster than your opponents. Because with a very limited card pool at the moment for most players, you need to be aware of the fact that not everyone has everything. And if you've been putting money into the game, like some people, myself and Neo included, then it will come back to bite you in the butt.
Yes,
I'll
admit.
Take a chunk.
Scorch has burnt me in so many occasions because you do not realise until you've accidentally misplayed it that it takes out your character instead of the one you wanted it to. At the end of the day, there are cards that actually create Scorch, so have one Scorch card and have one of those cards. That will give you the cover that you need. Again.
Okay, but as you can see, sorry to interrupt you, Ben.
No, it's cool,
this
mate.
card back here in the Scorelatail deck is an ambush card, so it's going to be triggered to look like a trap card in a game like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or an instance out of Magic the Gathering. So when we commit to something, it's probably going to come back and bite us right in the bum in the worst possible way. And yeah, that's great. As you can see, I have access to my opponent's grave, and yeah, boop. I will take full advantage of smashing my own spine in the face using my opponent's power to it. So right now, what I'm trying to do, I don't mind losing this second round here, because as you can tell, I've essentially got two hero effects. I've got my hero and Kahir here, who will clone my hero. So anyway then, I'll leave you to finish what you're saying.
Well, I've just started up a fresh game, and straight off the bat, I have Morkvag in hand. Now, basically, you do not want him in hand. Get rid of him as soon as possible, because at the end of the day, he gains strength from your hero card, not from your hand. Let me just see if there's anyone else I wish to get rid of. Keep my torrent range changed. That is not a bad hand to start with. Now, one thing I did notice whilst Mickey was playing that, a good counter to the medic is the Savage Bear. Its effect kicks in, and it will basically stop your opponent dead, because it's basically hits the character before it goes onto the field, so it doesn't get a chance to use its effect to get into the graveyard. If I get a chance to show you on this one, then I will, but my opponent has just used this card. May choose one and place it at the bottom of your deck. Okay, fair enough. So they know what the next two cards are coming from my deck. Let's see if I can see what he wanted. Okay, so another Shield Maiden. Okay, right. So first of all, get rid of my Skirmisher. And multiple Shield Maidens aren't that great at the moment. So it's now my opponent's turn. How are you getting on?
It's looking positive. Dependent on what my opponent has here, I should be able to take back this game relatively well. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear, good to hear. Right. Let's see. As you see, I've just played my Downpour. That's now going to do 2 damage to the strongest or weakest unit on the field, if I'm rightly. To the lowest. It's penetrable fog is strongest, and Downpour is weakest. The idea is, if I could suddenly make that 5 cost card a 3, then both of them will get hit, because they're both equal in strength. So what I'm going to do now, since I can do this, I'll play my first Shield Maiden, damage that guy, then do it again on the other one. So I know, as you just saw, first rampart went down. Okay, so I literally took a lot of damage there because he revealed 3 cards in my hand and his rampart dealt 3.
And as you can see, this is a draw. When it's a draw, each person will get 1 round points. When my opponent didn't actually have the time to take the game, then I got a draw, which will give me 2 points towards my first 6 rounds of the day. And so I get 15 scraps for that one. Then I'm slowly leveling up then, as you can tell. I'm halfway there. Living on a breath. Anyway. Yeah, so what I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be switching between my monsters and my Northgard. Just to keep things interesting, and maybe in a bit we will stick together another deck. Just for some giggles. See how badly we can do. But as you can tell, we are currently 2 losses to 1 win, which isn't great, but it's something. But hey, there we go. And chances are I'm going to be playing again something very similar to the deck I was playing in the last game, which you think would give me an advantage, but I'm not the smartest thing in the shed, so this should be fun. As you can see with my hand, I've got Agent Foglet, 2 Earth Elementals, Ekimara, Arcus Selenial Harpy, First Light Scorch, and 2 Impenetrable Fog. Now, considering Ben plays a very similar deck to my monster deck, he can quite happily turn around and say what kind of level the hand this is. It's a mid to strong, depending on my opponents. But if my opponent actually has a large supply of medics, has the full set, which, by the way guys, if you're having trouble getting cards, just remember you can use scraps to clone the card, and I would highly suggest doing it on your first stack, and then you can go from there. But, as you've probably seen before, between my Earth Elemental, my Selenial Harpy, and my Arcus, I actually have a very, very strong start available to me. Strong in the sense that I can pretty much throw my first round here, giving me a easier access to the second, but I'm playing the risk here once again. As you saw with my deck, he can abuse the stuff in my graveyard very easily, so this is something I'm going to have to be aware of. Look, 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 look. It's a moving first light, guys. It's a moving first light.
Hide your stench.
So, as you can tell, my opponent here, the symbol here on underneath the power is turn 2 stars, summon a copy of discard any row, which I can't do anything against, which is wonderful. But we're going to see where he puts that card, and then we're going to move accordingly. But right now, it's more important that we actually play our game than and then deal with what comes out. And if we can get a win in this round, we take it. But ideally, like I said, not what we're after right now. We're after a setup to a strong game 2, and my opponent having to overplay, so round 3 is relatively safe for me.
Right. Now, on my field at the moment, I have 2 Raging Berserkers, I have my lovely Werewolf, and my opponent has literally just played his Rot Toss. Now, normally, Rot Toss is a really effective card. There are ways of getting around it. Basically, it will destroy the lowest units. The easiest way to do with
a Rot Toss is Frozen Chump to the Shark.
That is one way, Mickey. Or, I have my 2 Raging Berserkers on the field. If I play my Archer, I can do 1 damage to the Rot Toss, 1 damage to each Berserker, and I will basically destroy the Rot Toss and gain 2 bears at level 11 each. My opponent's playing his last card. Absolutely fine. You've knocked me down for a bit. That's absolutely fine. Now I'll play my Priestess of Feyre.
Modron Freyr is patient, but she brooks no insult.
Replay my Skirmisher.
Nothing like some overseas plundering in spring.
Which I shouldn't have done that. I should have brought what's his name out. So now I have to play my last card if I want to at least get 1 round.
So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to gradually pass with this 12-point lead. Yep, there we go. Maybe I should have played my Selenial Harpy, but there you are. So, as you can see, my shield is now just formed up, giving me access to my hero. In hand, I have First Light, Impenetrable Fog, Dimitri Shackles, Arcus, Ekimara, Agent Foglet, and a Drowner, meaning I'm going to be dragging his most valuable non-goal target into my fog. Ideally, it probably won't work out that way because I'm really impatient and I like to play everything straight away, but we're going to see what happens.
Right, and I'm on my last round. I have my lovely Werewolf up front, and I've just mulliganed my hand. I've just got my Priestess of Freya, which is brilliant. Now I can replay my Skirmisher again, because he went to the graveyard. He gains an extra 3. He's now 14. So my opponent must at least get a score of 21 to win or 20 to draw.
Right, so as you can see, this is a Rot Toss on my opponent's side of the field. It's a cow card. Now I'm going to show you the most easiest way to deal with this. You eat the rotting cow. You have a nice little beef sarnie. There we go. That's Eden, and that's Eden. And I'm going to keep my Ekimara on the field in case it starts to go to round 3 because the resilience will be a godsend. So yep, that was essentially it. That's one of the easier ways to deal with a cow carcass. You just eat it. It's a nice little hamburger. Can't complain.
I don't think I would eat anything.
It's the same as eating at McDonald's.
No.
It's probably fresher.
It is if you're undead.
And as you can tell, my opponent's actually starting to care with what I'm playing here. I'm very much doubt he's expecting the impenetrable fog, but admittedly I did only play that. No. Now, I have no idea how that thing's an 11, but let's find out. So, Razor's Bar. Dude, that is so my harpy. You can't go nicking my harpy. That's it's rude. So, Dimitri Shackles is going to get played on that thing. I just fucked that rogue. Novice mistake. I'll have you know, sir, I'm the biggest of noobs. Dang it. Do I want to take this into round 3? That is actually the big question.
Looking at it, your opponent is trying to force you into round 3.
I'm automatically at a big disadvantage here anyway, so I might just have to take this into round 3. Gaining these 12 points is going to be more of an issue than anything else. But my fog should actually deal with those harpy eggs, meaning I won't actually have to stare down my monster on the next turn. Ideally. I don't think it's going to, because all he has to do is end his turn. There we go.
True.
That sucks.
Right. Okay, guys, let me just show you a nice little trick. My opponent has just played Wild Hunter and Nifril. Any frost deck, play this card. It does 2 points of damage for every frost damage on biting frost instead of 1. Just don't do it.
Just gonna mention, guys, that's a silver card, so if you do try to clone it, that will bite you in the balls. That's an expensive card to regain.
But it's also one card you get for free in the starter deck, so you have luck. Right, I've just really hurt that card with my Marigold. I'm waiting. Yep, there it goes. There's the Biting Frost. I knew that was coming. Now, the reason I knew that was coming is because basically all I need to do now is play... Where are you? Let's play my...
I find out it's a Saloon or Harpy, and with the cards in my deck, I should easily be able... Well, it's looking like I've lost this round, but my opponent's annoyed me with his sarky little comments, so I'm going to waste as much of his time as possible because I'm that way inclined.
Okay, sir, it's your turn. You have out of moves. What are you going to do?
Alright, so this is an amazing ability, guys. What you can do, you can mute your opponent. It's great.
Resistance is futile.
Now I don't have to hear him.
Right, here we go. Now I know my opponent's got his Wild Hunt Hound at 3 and he's got his Wild Hunt Warrior at 7. I'm going to do him a favour. I'm going to put a Raging Storm on his front row. And as you can see, the Wild Hunt Hound took 3 damage whilst his Warrior took 2. This card...
You want to explain how that works?
This card wrecks when it comes to multiple weaker forces.
So I'm not going to send good game because my opponent was rude. But if he sends me one, I will send him one back. We give him about 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Right, my opponent... right. One thing we didn't say, you see that timer on my screen now. It's counting down from 30 to 0. If you do not make a move within the 30-second time limit, you drop a card from your hand.
Which I actually done on the start of my turn last game, if people didn't notice, which kind of put me at 3-card disadvantage by round 2.
Right.
Sucks,
also, just as a pre-warning, this also has a negative effect. If you do it again next round, it's 20 seconds. If you do it again next round, it's 10 seconds. And you go through your hand so quickly because you just don't draw.
And right now we have a mirror match, which is always fun. So as you can see, I've got 2 Imperial Golem, which can go straight out my hand. I don't want to see those at all in my starting hand. But Assassination, as you're going to find out, is going to be amazing, because I get to lock an opponent and destroy it. Unfortunately, that doesn't really affect my opponent's gold cards, because they can't be targeted, but hey, what can you do?
Right, so I've just played Impenetrable Fog while he has a Griffin, Arc Griffin on the field and his Wild Hunt Warrior. Since it drops his Arc Griffin down to 5, the next time it will do damage to both cards since they are equal strength. Oh, and Mickey's going for the big play.
No, I'm going for the starting play.
That's what I'm saying, the big play. He upsets players by playing that Marigold, or Mary Jane.
Mary Jane? I'm not playing a Mary Jane. Is that Mary Jane? That's a Vetiver, sir. That's a Vetiver. Actually, I do need to add that dragon to my deck at some point, actually. Anyway, moving on.
Right.
Confusing me, sir. That's not fair.
Let's replay
so
my
playing
princess.
the assassination there, locking his card. So if he does pull it back from the grave, I will show you here. He will not get that lovely little attack boost up to 11, which is such a pain in the bum. But bye bye, Cynthia.
Right. My opponent is definitely thinking how he's going to do the next move, because I've literally just done a lot of damage to his Arc Griffin thanks to my lovely little Shield Maidens. These cards are definitely worth getting if you're playing Skelligan.
Oh no, yeah, Shield Maidens are absolutely amazing. They're a very powerful card. But as you can tell, if my opponent had more than 3 copies of the card he just played in his mid-row, his archery row, then I would have discarded them off of Swears. Swears? Swoors. No idea how to pronounce that. But let's keep trying, it should be funny, right?
True. Right, here's a key trick to Gwent. I learnt this very quickly thanks to Mickey. I have 6 cards, I'm currently winning by 4 points. My opponent has 5 cards. I'm going to pass. If my opponent wants me to win the round, or to at least draw the round, he needs to play a card.
Right, as you can just see, my opponent just played his hero. This is a big advantage for me here. Because 1, he's having a hard time making a choice. 2, if he has any Imperial Golems, they're straight out of the game for round 2 or 3. And 3, I think I had a slight lead there, meaning I'm laughing.
You are indeed.
So I now have 2 choices. I can be a complete and utter douchebag and stretch this game out a couple of times, which is probably what I'm going to do here. Or, no, I'm going to stretch it out an extra turn or 2. But he's played his hero, so I can take my time, play that. I really need to remove that card then. I do need to remove that card. It's not been working out very well lately.
Alright, round 1 to me. And my opponent, I wouldn't say he took his time, but he definitely felt that one. Right, let's put this Raging Bear away. Right, start things off.
Again. Anyone that's watching this can turn around and agree with me how amazing it is having 2 medics in hand and my opponent playing all of his spy cards. Because it means I don't have to play mine. So I'm going to be abusing his effect next time.
And hello to the second person watching this stream. Nice to see you.
To see you nice.
Right, okay. So, my opponent's just got rid of my Savage Bear. That's absolutely fine. He's had to use his Marigold to do damage, which leaves it clear for my hero to bring out my big gun.
You've got the heart.
And Marigold is also a plant, guys. I need to talk occasionally, so I'm going to say something stupid.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
So, as you can see, my opponent's set up Resilience.
Right.
And because of my Yennefer here, every time he gets ahead, he's getting taken straight back behind, so he's going to have to play at least a 3-point card to win on this turn. After playing his hero, it's looking fairly good. He's either going to waste cards, or I'm just going to take the round here. His best bet would be to give me the rounds here. Right. And because that way he's only going to be 1 card behind. If he tries to take the round here, he's going to be 2 cards behind, which may or may not make a huge difference, but There we go, and he wasted a rot tosser in order to take this round, which is absolutely horrible for him. So he's wasted 2 rot tossers, he wasted both of his resilience lockers, because you never tend to play more than 2, and he wasted his hero, so he may be starting with 11, and I may have 2 Imperial Golems in my hand. But I do have a nice little advantage here, so let's see if we can make the most of it and go from there. So this is why I keep my Mangolin here in my hand, because if he starts spying, I'm going to start slamming him for a point a turn. But more importantly, I'm going to use all of his spies against him and use them to take a big advantage. Hopefully save my hero to the 3rd game, hopefully, but we'll see. So Clear Skies into Rally is going to get him a little bit of meat on the field, and as you can see, he has a Gerald in hand, which is a nice big advantage for me to know it actually exists. So I'm going to take Rot Tosser, drop it here, then use his own Rot Tosser against him, dropping it right there.
Right, I'm almost sure he has played 3 copies of Binding of Frost. 1, 2...
Check the grave, sir.
3, he's played all 3, which means now I can play my Priestess of Freya this turn. And now bring out the Shield Maiden that got boosted just now, thanks to my Pirate.
Hence why I lock cards, guys. So... Oh god, my opponent has 32 points on board. That's actually relatively scary. Okay, I've noticed. I noticed Senpai. That's actually a very big advantage he has. 41 over 17 plus the 5-point smash here, taking out my cow carcass, so no free McDonald's for my opponent. He misses out, not me.
And my opponent has just forfeited, realising that I must have a card in hand to take on my Berserker so I could get what's its name. And what makes me laugh, ladies and gentlemen, that was round 1. I totally forgot that was round 1. He played his entire hand. So GG to him. As a little consolation. Doesn't matter if he doesn't send me any GGs. That's 6 rounds won. I get myself a little prize. 100 ore. That's fine by me.
And I'm going to send out my Geralt here, and he will, because I'm still behind, get boosted up to 13, sticking us on a 40-40 split. And that's great, and congratulations on your win, Ben. Why can't I get the quitters?
Right, I'm going to mix it up. I've built Baron Seas around my budget Skellige deck, but let's have a bit of fun. Mickey was having some fun with swarms. I'll show you my swarm deck.
So please don't get your swarm out in public. Last time that happened, you almost got arrested.
Right. Unlike Mickey, I do not play any Ancient Foglets, but there are cards that I play he doesn't.
Yeah, because I have the cards, he doesn't.
No, I have them. It's just I can't be asked to put them in my deck. Right, here we go.
So, I am now at a major disadvantage, as you guys can see here, due to my opponent's field card, which is going to cause me a living bloody hell. So I might just end up losing this round here due to essentially bad luck. But I can stretch out 2 turns. Rot Tosser should also even out this field. Ideally. Probably not. Knowing my luck, I'm going to have to take this all the way into round 3. Which sucks, but there we go. That should give me the advantage here. I'm going to lose 2 points on the switch due to the fog my opponent played. And I'm just going to pass here, because fog only decreases you at the end of your opponent's turn, giving me the round and hopefully the advantage. So I'm looking for one of my gold cards here. Lacerate is not that gold card, and it is not what I'm looking for to take this game, so I'm going to mulligan and pray. And that is absolutely horrible. Right, so we're going to drop that and hope, see what my opponent draws. Unfortunately, the game turned relatively quickly, which sucks, but I will take the draw here, because as I always say, a draw is better than a loss, and that is 10 to 10, and my hand wasn't as strong as I thought it was. I'm blaming it on the Imperial Golem, weakening me by those 3 points I could have used to take that last round. But what can you do?
Still, it's a draw, that's the main thing. It could have been worse.
It is. And I will return my opponent's good game here. And I will gain 100 ore, and that is another keg, which, like I said, at the end of the stream I will be opening a few kegs. And that's another keg there, which I will just quickly go to purchase. Boop, 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 shop. So, when you get the ore, what you have to do, you have to purchase a keg. A keg is 100, and as you can see, there is a long line of microtransactions here. Some not so micro. Looking at you, 60.
Praise be to the great Khan!
And there you go. So, we're going to open this one keg now. As you can see, I've got a few sitting up top that I've been saving, which we'll see at the end. And so, I've got Field Medic, Albert Spearman, which I believe I actually needed another one, but I'm not sure I'm going to be using him because he's not how I want to play the deck. But as you can see, I got a Fake Siri. That is awfully exact. A Negan and an
lucky bastard.
What, the Fake Siri?
No, I just, because this video on YouTube's a little bit delayed, I'm actually watching a couple of seconds, and yeah, you've got some really nice cards there.
Well, I'm going to take Fake Siri because spying, strength self by 3, and a deploy ability is absolutely amazing. And I'm not opening the next keg, I'm saving them for the end.
Sometimes I've had about enough.
I want to save them for the end. I do. But this stream will only be going up to level 10, and that will be giving us access to the ranked mode, which then it should also again fun. We'll be seeing a lot stronger opponents, hopefully people that know what they're doing, and the people with more money than common sense and a hell of a lot more of a Gwent life than me. And yes, flash loads of pancakes.
Right, okay, as you just saw there, guys, I have... Oh, hello, it looks like pancakes.
Okay, I didn't switch deck, but last time I played this deck, so first things first, we get rid of the Imperial Golem. As I said before, you want that in deck, and I'm going to lose a Lacerate as well, and I will lose a third Lacerate, hopefully not picking up a Golem, because one of the things they could do is at least let you see what your third mulligan is, or your final mulligan per turn is, so you can actually see what you got stuck with. But as you can see, I have a nice lineup of spies here, I have a Lacerate, I have 2 hero abilities, and more importantly, I can stick that on the field.
I shall be your eyes, my lord.
Although I should really start dropping my mangonel first, but hey, what can you do?
Right, I shall pass there. My opponent is just literally handed me a 10 strength card for no reason at all. But he could take that out. No, he's not going to. That is absolutely fine. Round 1 goes to me. We both have 4 cards, but one of his is revealed.
Yeah. Turn. So, ideally, I don't actually have a very strong card to play at all at this moment in time. My opponent's locked out, but what I am going to do, I am going to play my Emissary, allowing me to log at the top card of my deck, dropping a Brigade, and then Brigade becomes 9 from you destroying a spy on the board. That is not only a spy you drop, that can be a spy your opponent drops, which is absolutely amazing. So, moving on, we are currently 19 to 5. I could actually happily pass at this point, knowing there's strong chance my opponent will have to give me a 2 to 3 card play on his behalf, or he could just play his hero, which... Admittedly, the Northern Realms hero Foltest is probably and arguably the most powerful hero in the game right now.
Will my opponent... No, my opponent did not take the bait. Okay.
I'm going to lacerate the... the 12. I'm going to take it to 12, although something told me I should have got rid of his resilience, but I'm not too worried about 5-point resilience, to be honest. But my opponent is going to have to make up 7 points to get ahead of me, so he is hoping this works out. And so far so good.
I forgive you. This time.
And with that amount of power-ups, I'm going to say have a good round, sir, and I'm going to take my break and my break even off of 3 cards played to your 7. Moving on. But we are going into the next game with an even advantage. I have 2 hero abilities allowing me to double my value. I just drew a Scorch and a Knight, and so as you can see, strong hand, but I don't want the Mangonel, and of course I pick up an Iron Golem off of the transaction, which kinda sucks, but what can you do? So, opponent's turn. Let's go.
I'm impressed.
So I believe I'm going to wait 1 turn, not playing anything stronger than 8,
Let's get this over
because
with.
I want to see what he's going to drop on me, which should be fun.
As you wish.
So we are, if my opponent pushes hard, I'm going to have to push back twice as hard, which is kind of sucky on my end. But there we go, this is what I was waiting on. The value is currently there. So I'm going to scorch off here. Taking out that, meaning that if we do go to a round 3, I'm not going to have to stare at it. I'm not too worried about 3 sets, about 3 sixes, because I can just be a cheeky little monster here and go hero. Drop hero on a different route, and that's going to give me access to all of this beautiful stuff here, and there are absolutely no spies outside that. What did they say? So chances are I'm going to go with the laterate, which is going to deal 6 points total to my opponent's overall strength, which would have made more sense than my 5, because I have no ability to force a spy right now.
Right, so my opponent has just literally played one of the cards I was on about earlier, White Frost. This is another one of the special weather cards, which, if you can get your hands on, is ideal. Applies frost on 2 rows, and both of them have the same as Biting Frost. This card is really good. So I will now have to I now have to counter that with my Surging Storm, take out both his medics. I think I've lost this one. Yeah, I think I've lost this one. So if I put my Harpy here, 35 or 33 place 21. Again, yep, straight away I've definitely lost this one, because he's just played his ace card, Timber Eggblatch. Deploy this card, gains 15, your opponent draws a card and is revealed. So, I'll play that next.
Why should I help you?
Consume you, and consume you.
So I'm now at -1 advantage here, so let's see how this goes out. As you saw, my opponent actually fought back relatively hard. I have a 14 point here, three medics, which is absolutely amazing, and I will be holding on to these because they are nothing but value for me, and a cat here, which is going to clone my hero's effect, which is hopefully going to be good. This will work out for me. So it's starting off with my turn, so I'm going to start off with a medic. This is going to give me access to... I think I actually want access to my emissary at this point, which is going to drop me an ambassador straight from the top of my deck, powering up the third medic to 11. My opponent's currently at 20 due to my 4-point boost, so I'm now 11. And with his massive advantage staring me down, I think I may have misplayed, but we're currently staring 29 here, so I'm going to go for my cat here. And we are going to try, and that's what we want to see. That is a Yennefer. Nice advantage here. Not sure I have the turns to make the most of it, but we're going to try.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to
Definitely
have.
do.
There is but one punishment for traitors.
Ah, of course, a mirror match. I've now brought out my Nilfgaard deck. It is not the same as Mickey, since I don't have an Imperial Golems.
They're
But
easy to get.
I know they are, Mickey. But with my deck, I abuse Rot Toss like no other.
See, Ben likes a good McDonald's. He likes to share it with his opponent. Give him a little bit of food poisoning here and there.
Alright, that's not a bad hand to
Another
start with.
there. And unfortunately there's nothing I can do to square this up. But mate, what can you do? Good game, opponent, good game. Now hurry up and pass. You've won. Please don't make me sit for you being a lovely individual. I was trying to be nice. There we go. Thank you very much for passing. So as you can see, it's a mixed bag of fish. I mean, everyone's getting better, which is great. And we're having a lot more fun out of this. And that's 15 all. Oop. So, I have 120 ore here, so I'm going to quickly go and pick up another keg.
There's been a mistake.
And this is
I'm
one of the
no
kegs.
mage.
Would you say, Ben, do I open it or do I leave it sitting there? What do you think?
You can open it, you can leave it, it all depends on what you really want to do. Right, let's do that. Let's see. Ah, so you have that, do you, sir?
What is it now?
So, monster. So, right, I'm just going to say, Wild Hunt Rider, you get 3 variations on the artwork, which make for a very strong deck, same as a warrior. It's worth having those at 3 if you want to go for a Biting Frost deck. Don't forget your Iron Golems. Then I have no idea what the others are valued at right now, but they should be good. Oh god. Now.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
You guys can wait on those gates to be open. Nice little pile of 15 sitting there waiting for you. So, we want to get to 10. In order to do that quickly, we need to win, because we're gaining an extra 40% XP off of it. But we're halfway there. Oh, I'm going insane, yeah.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
So how are your games going, Ben? Because I seem to be, like, 4 losses to 2 wins at this one, I believe? I should really take a pen and paper with me, but...
I am currently in the second set of rankings today. Second lot, I'm actually finding my opponents are a little, I wouldn't say a little bit better, they're a lot better than the first lot.
Agreed.
But again, there are more, I wouldn't say adults, there are more people playing this at a higher level this time of day, because a lot of kids will be at school.
Me.
And of course I get my lovely Chia again, like Mickey showed on his one. It abuses your hero's abilities so much.
The best thing to do with Kahir when you're playing Nilfgaard, I'm just going to say this: you play your hero, you get into a Kahir, and you can literally get 3 to 4 goals in one turn. It is something so filthy, it makes you happy.
Or,
but as you can see, I'm about to give my opponent a free McDonald's, hopefully dealing with his 3 level 8s on his offensive side of the board. Or he could just kill it with that.
Speaking of McDonald's, Mickey,
he ate my McDonald's.
That is exactly how I use this card. I combine him with my hero, who is Emilia van Eris. Basically, his ability returns an ally to my hand, and then I can replay. This is how you abuse Rot Toss to its full extent. Since you just got my Trebuchet. Yeah, it's the very first hero you get.
Ah, you see, I don't play that hero.
I do, because it allows me to abuse Rot Toss. Now, I've just used my medic to acquire his Rot Toss and launch a cow at his Trebuchet. And my opponent has made a major misplay. He has just locked his own rock toss. Oh, sorry, he's locked his rock toss on my side of the field. He should have used it on his side of the field, which means that he gets a 1+1 card. So I will now replay another rock toss on his dwarf. So he has one rock toss on top, one rock toss on bottom. What is my opponent going to do?
I shall do what I must.
Okay, my opponent has drawn the rock toss to his hand, and he's launched it onto my side of the field. 2 could play that game, sir. 2 could play that game. I will now play my character.
I am no Guardian.
I was going to let Ben talk about his game.
I will take the rock toss that he just sent to my hand, and I will replace it on the back of his field. McDonald's are flying everywhere.
But then again, if you've ever eaten a McDonald's when schools get out, you're aware that that's actually a common occurrence.
Right, since I have the 1 point advantage... Ah, damn it. He's taking care of my mid-row, so what I'll do...
No passage.
I shall launch my Albion Spearman.
Yeah, Ben, maybe we should leave off McDonald's, as my lovely wife just said. We're probably going to get through to this road for slander.
Well, we do not condone anything. At the end of the day, it's all in good
I
gesture.
like McDonald's, so does Ben. We like it so much we're sharing it with everyone.
Yes, but you're the one that's saying it's hamburgers. I just use a rock toss. Right, it's my turn. I have 3 cards, he has 4. Now, right now, I have a major disadvantage because my opponent has put that really silly ice card in the middle of my field. What I will do is I will play my ambassador in his front row and at least try and bolster my Albion Spearman. I still have 2 cold cards in my hand. I have my hero, and I also have my assassination. Assassination is a really good card.
It's amazing.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
So as you can see, I'm leading 70 to 41, like that 48. Normally, I would actually turn around and say to my opponent that I'm perfectly happy with that, but I don't particularly want to, because if this is going to go into round 3, it's going to be a right pain in my gonads, and
wise choice.
Novice mistake. Right, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say thank you.
Right, here we go. My opponent has now just lowered my attack down. He's going to take out at least one of my cards next turn.
I'm going to risk it.
I will use assassination on the highest card he has. He has 2 cards I don't have anymore. I need him not to draw any more heroes. I think I have lost this round. He needs at least... Sorry, Mickey, you was about to say.
Nope. Staring at a 1 card advantage here. I think I may be relatively comfortable with my game plan. I'm going to send that away, and I'm going to drop my Mangolin turn 1. Then I'm going to go in with a Spies, dealing 1 damage, hopefully penetrating the armor on his Redanian Elite. Right,
I have to pass. I have no cards.
Very good rocket, that works.
He has a 4-point advantage, so next turn it's his. I now need to draw a strong hero, and I bring out my Flame Scorpion. Now I could swap this card out if I wanted to, but I will keep it because it has... Oh no, I swapped it out by mistake, and I've just got my spotter. This is not good for me.
I'm falling behind.
Because my opponent...
I think I may have just managed to drag defeat from victory.
And I have just lost because I will play my spotter. He'll play a hero if he has one for win.
A bit of bloodletting.
There you go.
There we go. Geralt.
Praise be to the great Khan!
1 medic, and that's GG.
Cunning play.
So 25 to 34, the result was fine, and as you can see, I may have lost that one, but hopefully there will be some big changes coming our way after the next stream. Return the good game. I never send first. I never send first, due to the first few games and the fact that I get very, very sick. Well, sickened when the people spam the insulting comments on the game, because I don't like being called a novice mistake. Now let's mix it up and actually play on. Monsters with Muscular Tail is not ready in any description to play.
Alright.
I need to get some ockies. Reading is pretty good. Toggle two units, lock them, and the damage is shown by 1. So I'm playing a level 9, obviously I'm ranked, playing a Scoliotail deck.
Ooh, mirror match. I'm playing Scoliotail too.
Oh, what? Okay. So this is a card Ben told me to get. This is Vilitamerif. Probably completely and utterly butchered the name beyond any reasonable doubt. But there you go. And I don't want 3 knackers. I don't want 2 arcus, but I will take 2 lights and my opponent's taking the 3rd turn. And he is starting off with an Alvin War Dancer, which, if you're questioning why, when it is mulligan, like during the start of your turn, it can get summoned, which is very respectable. It's a easy 3 points, nothing to be laughed at early game. So, myself, I'm going to turn off with my regular Arcus, giving me access to Arcus Behemoth, hopefully on the next game if I can get any Devour moving. And there is a horse stamping on a fire that has just been played. So, I have absolutely no elements, and I'm behind right now, but I'm going to play my lovely Earth Elemental here, and hopefully we're going to get moving somewhere into a positive route. And my opponent is going to cause me some trouble here, so I'm just going to go straight for the Vilitamerif. That is butchered like a rock cow from McDonald's.
Right, since I'm going first, let's play my Priestess of
Modern
Freya.
is patient, but she brooks no insult.
And weaken his dwarf by at least 1 point.
Oh, those gunners are in for a world of hot.
Then I will play you.
There'll be nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
So from now on, again, I will do at least 1 point of damage straight away.
So I'm going to lock that, stopping from blowing up my free Arcus, and moving on.
Right, now, looking at this, my opponent has 2 dwarfs at level 7. I could play Scorch and wipe out both of them. But, I look at it like this, if I play my Shield Maidens,
All together! Give them no rest, no reprieve.
Right, so my opponent's just played his hero. As you guys know, I like it to get played on turn 1, because it means my hero is still there and available. But I have also played a gold card. I think my opponent's now gone for 2 of them, which is great. It's fun, it's wonderful, it's a pain in my butt right now due to the amount of cards in his hand and the 20-point lead he quite comfortably has on me right now. So I'm going to put my Geralt here, down on the bottom row. But my opponent has a 11, and every monster he has currently outranks what I have. So, my Vilitamerif goes off. I'm going to call him Mary from now on, okay?
and my opponent has just made a mistake, Mickey.
I'm going to nuke 2 powerful cards on his field. Okay, what was your mistake?
My opponent's mistake was he used Scorch on my Morkavag once I brought him out with Catch and Cred. The problem is Morkavag comes back to the grave from the grave weakened by 3. He was strength 11 originally, he's now back to strength 8, so I still have a card advantage. I have to be careful though, I have Scorch in hand, and I don't want to burn myself. So at this point, let's play Emerin.
Gods protect us.
Draw 2 cards. And I will discard you and probably my Cleaver. The reason I got rid of Cleaver, if I keep hold of my Raging Berserker, there's a good chance he will come out stronger. Right, my opponent's just made a huge mistake. He's played a potion to increase his dwarf by strength. I now play Scorch, taking out his 12 cost card.
And we don't play with fireball traps, sir. They hurt people, and I don't like it, and I'm gonna eat your fireball trap. So yeah, as you can see, my opponents right now, they're trying to consolidate, taking out a group of my weaker monsters at the same time. Okay, then that's a problem. So I'm just gonna pass here. I'm gonna just let him do him because I'm not about to do this weather card. There's no advantage behind it. I'm already behind, and it's going to take me at least 2 plays to get back in the lead.
Death to humans!
As you can see, both heroes were played. Impenetrable Fog is lovely. Scorch is lovely, considering I'm going to be playing a low power hand right now. And then I've got First Light, which can either deal with weather, or it can deal with a rallying call, which might be worth it for me. But Impenetrable Fog plus the 2 Drowners is going to be absolutely amazing for me, in theory and hopefully. But I do want to get myself a Monster Nest, and then I will play a Necrophage deck.
Not you
Necrophage
again.
Insectoid, yeah. So my opponent drops a 14, which I'm going to Scorch so fast his head spins off his shoulders. Ta-ta. So, as you can see, I still have a 1 card advantage here. This game will hopefully go into round 3, but round 3 against Scoliotail is fairly dangerous because they do have some high cost cards, and there's another 14. So at this point I'm just going to drop a Fog on his middle row. And if he tries to play anything around the Fog, I'm going to use my Drowners to drag them straight back into the centre.
GG, good sir, good GG.
And that should hopefully give me a nice little advantage. The Geralt is not something I wanted to see, but there's also not a lot I can do about it. So I'm going to drop this. Hopefully I can get the Velvet Chain moving off of top decking. And my opponent's fully aware of my disadvantage here, so I'm going to play a rally. That's going to give me my Ekimara. Ekimara's then going to eat a Foglet, triggering that, taking me up to 16. My opponent's on 20, so unfortunately I'm going to have to play my Necker. And yep, that's just how it is, I guess. So I'm literally playing on the blade of a knife on the next turn, because I tried making changes to my monster deck. I forgot how it was originally, and it's nowhere near as good as it was to begin with. But I'm saying with 5 points on the field, I have no Devourer, but I do have a Selenial Harpy, so if he does go for a field clearance, I might still manage to maintain some value here. So I'm going to finish withdrawing, and hope to God it works out in my favour. So we are going to start with Selenial Harpy on the bottom row on the artillery, and that's going to give me a 7 points total, making up 12. And my opponent has 3 cards and my 1 card. He's playing Rally, which is going to net him a 5 cost on the back row. He's now mulliganing. He got no value as far as I can tell out of it, so I'm going to play my Necker. And I'm going to drag back my Ekimara to my rear row for some reason that I really don't understand. Hopefully he doesn't have a weather card, because if he does, I have just boned myself. And I could make a KFC joke there, but I'm not going to. So he's going to deal damage, hopefully to an egg. Come on. Nope, he has locked down my Ekamara. And I'm passing turn. We are 19 to 11. My opponent plays a 5, dealing 4 damage. 5 damage, giving him the lead by 1 point, and that is GG. Thank you very much. 15-16. I may have lost, but it's still a good game. And so, once again, sink a game in return because it's unfair. That is 4 out of 12 on the second rung of the ladder. That is 15 scraps, and I am still 264 points off of hitting rank 10. So we're going, guys, we're getting there.
GG Mickey GG. Right, I've had to pass round 1, mainly because with the dwarf deck that I'm playing against, he can summon a shed load of characters by just mulliganing them. So round 2 is my advantage, because not only does Skellige get stronger for every round that goes on, with a bigger hand to my disposal, he has to use more in this round to win. I can at least use that to an advantage.
So my opponent's playing the Dagon deck, which loosely translate to, I'm going to use weather to shove it up your ass sideways. So my game plan here, because as you can see I have no way of dealing with his weather, is I'm going to try and get him to play as many of his weather cards as possible, hoping he doesn't have any of the double row silvers or triple row gold weathers. Selenial Harpy is going to give access, it's going to give very early access to a possible swarm, so I'm going to play Yennefer in response, hopefully dragging down his overall strength.
I've never run from no one, and I'm no about to start.
Right, that has just ruined his plans. My opponent still has one character that is damaged.
Oh, it's my turn, is it? So, as you can see, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage here. I'm going to drop my Rot Tosser because right now my primary concern is the Selenial Harpy eggs. I don't want anything coming into the early game next to from this monster deck. It's a good way to lose badly, but luckily he played his Ghoul early rather than giving it the ability to start eating away at me. So, okay, on my next turn, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop this though. Oh, I'm going to drop a Rot Tosser again. I'm going to drop a strong to use back row. This will give me the advantage of using my Vicavaro Medic on the next turn, allowing me to replay my Rot Tossers. And then I'm sure Ben's having a lot of fun. What's your field looking like, Ben?
Well, right now my opponent has 4 cards on the field. He's got 1 face down, which I know is an ambush card. Yet my side of the field, I have my hero, my large werewolf, 3 shield maidens, an archer, and my skirmisher. At the moment, I'm winning by 10 points, but anything can go. I must win this round to get a chance next round. So let's play you next.
Unfortunately, I'm taking a -1 here. My opponent hasn't played his Dagon nor any weather cards, which is either really good or really bad. But there we go. So we're going into round 2, advantage of myself. And of course, as for every time I play this game, look what's in my hand. It is a golem. And luckily it didn't go through for further abuse on my end.
Okay, my opponent has literally just played the most annoying card he could have. He has played a higher vampire. Look at the random 3 bronze cards and then consume it. Okay.
So what I want right now is my opponent to go ballistic and just overplay every card he's got. As you can see, he's starting off with his weather, which is perfectly fine. As long as he's out of the way by the end of the game, then I'm laughing and it's not gonna be so lame.
Not you again.
Aha, I'm a poet. So I'm going to take his lineal harpy here, taking the 2 eggs for myself, and taking them into round 3 with me. Best case scenario, Ice Giant. This is all fine. I'm not expecting to win this round, but I do want my opponent to play as much as humanly possible for me, so we're gonna keep the pressure up for the next 2 to 3 turns, so my opponent keeps playing cards. But I need that Dagon played, and Dagon is played on the top row. I'm not going to have my Harpies on the next game, which kind of sucks, but you know what, it is what it is. I'm at a -1 advantage here, so I'm going to push a little bit harder because my opponent can't let me take the game. Well, he can't let me take the round, because if I take the round, I'll take the game.
And that's GG to my opponent. He has won round 2. That was a difficult fight. That is the problem with dwarf decks. They can seriously overpower you.
Yes, they can.
And I am now 862 out of 1200. I am almost again to rank 10. And as Mickey stated earlier in the video, we are going for rank play, which is level 10. I've just noticed in my little favourite corner of the screen I have 205 iron ore. Let's open some kegs.
Customer right always. Ooh, we make smash smash.
We make smash smash shoot. Alright, so I have 4 common cards.
Goody.
And all duplicates, which is fine. That's an extra 20 scrap.
More.
And then I get 3 rare cards. I can choose 1 of each. So I will go with this Clan Drumard's Shield Maiden. The main reason for that is the 3rd part of the artwork. I have the other 2. This was number 3. A good idea is if there's 3 cards that you don't really want, use that as like scrap. And shoot. Come on. Give me that card.
Right, as you can see, I took this round, but I made my opponent pay to keep playing the round, so hopefully, playing in that way isn't going to punish me too badly. I do not want my Manga Null. I didn't want Lacerate either, but I do have some spot destruction, so if he's playing Fog, I can deal with the Foglets. If he's playing Arcus, I can deal with the Arcus. But I'm going to begin my turn by playing my hero, summoning 2 Iron Golems, dropping my hero to the bottom rung. And that's hopefully not going to give me access to anything I particularly want, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you very much, game. So we're just going to drop that there, and then cry a little because it didn't turn out the way we wanted. So my opponent drops Dagon, which is 7 point. He's probably going to play Biting Frost onto the top row. I have no way of dealing with that right now. But what I can do, I'm going to Lacerate his little knight there, and hopefully he drops something with some value. I'm still waiting for that value, and all I can really do, I'm just going to score these 3 pointer. This is GG, my plan didn't work out. I have yet to beat a weather deck, by the way, so yeah, no, I've lost anyway. That's awesome. So I was actually hoping to come across my Kafir. That's what I was hoping for. It didn't work out in my favour.
Alright, here we go. So it's Nifgar versus Skelligan. Skelligan are going first, so I shall play my Conjurer in my middle row.
Nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
So I sent my opponent a GG, a good game, give him some scrap, and as you can see, Melina is a slut. So we are going to go in for a monster deck this time, because we want rank 10. I want my level 10, I want my competitive game set up, and then I'm going to spend a little bit of time building a couple of powerful decks, and then hopefully we will be restreaming either later today or tomorrow, depending on how the day turns out. Worst case scenario, you're going to see some ranked matches from Overwatch, and we all love those. You get to rip the living hell out of me, because unfortunately I main Mercy and Ryan, so it's a good laugh. You guys should come on, really good chat, really good banter. But if that comes up later, it should be great. How you doing there, Ben? You hit 10 yet? And this is what's on that vault test.
Well, I'm almost at rank 10. I am just waiting for my opponent to finish his turn. Thank you, sir. Now say goodbye to your rot toss that you just launched at me. I will play my archer. I do 1 point of damage to your rot toss, 1 point of damage to my 2 berserkers. So I now have 2 raging bears and 1 less rot toss.
When my opponent played Voltest, what this is going to do, every card in his hand and deck, I think it's every bronze. Nope. It's going to boost them by 1 point, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's not. There's a reason people play this deck, and that's because it's an easy win.
Northern Realms are pretty much a really easy deck to master.
They're budget filth. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Right, my opponent is thinking. He's got 30 seconds to make a move or he loses a card in his hand. Good sir, if you're not going to do anything, pass or lose a card.
One thing I will mention about this game, the servers do get jammed very, very quickly. So please always be aware of that. You will have days where sometimes you just can't get on. But in response, I blame the children.
Have you nothing better to do?
And then I'll play the Rot Toss as a blood-curdling roar. Thank you, sir, for an additional bear.
And I'm taking round 1 there, which is good enough for me. And moving on. Ideally, if you want easy wins, guys, play this game in the evening. That's when the children get on. And parents don't pay for card games. So a little bit of free advice, sir. See, we're brave. You see, we're bringing you games against hopefully adults who actually seem to have a relative amount of intelligence behind them, and also a bank account. So same as any beta, this is pay to win, or work really, really hard to win. So as you can see, my opponent just walked into a mid-row fog, which is absolutely amazing, sitting on 2 neckers in the hand. Now my opponent played both his hero and one of his golds last turn. Can't remember. Trish Marigold, which deals 5 damage. It's great and all, but I still got some value out of it, so you can't really complain. I can't play Scorch this turn.
GG, sir. GG.
I'm going to drop this guy here. He's going to deal 6 damage randomly spread across my opponent's board, and that is Drug. He is a Spectre, and he is a really good monster if you can get your hands on him. So I'm going to go all out this turn, knowing my opponent's going to have to go all out in kind to match me. I'm sitting on 1 poof button, which is my hero here. My opponent's going to redeploy for another 3-point boost, 1 point boost, giving me 10. So I have Scorch, which will take out his 10, opening up there, and moving forward. My opponent's then going to counter with another 10. I'm seeing a really, really good method here. I think my opponent was playing 10s. This monster's going to clone his 10, dropping another 10, putting him on to 28 to my 36. I'm going to play my Necker, dragging his 12 to the back row, and that's going to break up the ability to play trio. Hopefully he plays a Geralt, which is going to put him just behind me here, and then I'm going to play my hero here. Dropping, and what I'm going to do with my hero, I'm going to take my high value cards in case of a weather storm. Unfortunately, I can't devour goals because they can't be targeted by abilities until demoted. That puts me on a 6-point lead against 3 cards. So that is Redanian Soldier. I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put myself ahead, limiting his card advantage for now.
I shall
I'm
do
going
what
to
I
drag this guy to the front row, because I can.
I'm
And moving
going
on.
for business.
So, I'm currently leaving 54 to 47. My opponent has 2 cards advantage in hand over me. I have no cards in my hand. He plays a 3, allowing him to claim his Redanian Soldier, which is going to drop in as a 6 with 3 armor, and that's going to give him the win and the 1, well, the round win and the 1 card advantage going into round 3. So that was 54 to 56. As you can see, Northern Realms can build very quickly right now because of that hero. So I have an Arcus Behemoth, which isn't any good to me. Hopefully I get slightly more lucky with... Nope, Demirium Shackles is not going to give me the win. That is GG, and moving on.
Bow before modern Freya.
I'll tell you what though, Ben, I've just lost 6 rounds in a row, I think.
No, fair enough. I know that sometimes it can be really frustrating to actually win games or win rounds. I mean, right now I'm playing against a reasonably good Nilfgaard deck. He's used his medics to pretty much take some of my strongest hero or strongest bears out of my grave. The only thing I may do is use my other Freya to try and get an emissary out and try and use it to my advantage. He's done the right thing. He is locked down my Morgvag. If he's in my grave locked, I cannot resurrect him. Okay, right, so 36 to 36. Right, so I will play my other modern Freya. And I'll play your emissary, put it on your side of the field.
Your humble servant.
Oh, that's right.
And then play a... I will play my Tuscan Skirmisher.
Nothing like some overseas plundering in springtime.
We get one for Logan.
Damn it. Ooh. Destroy the highest unit your opponent...
Sorry, what's the issue here?
And
yeah, she does look like Logan.
I think my opponent has won that round. That will give me 43... No, I'm not even going to risk it. I'm going to keep 1 card back. He wins that round. I could bring it up to 43. My opponent still has 1 card in hand. It's probably a character card.
So, turn 1, all I can really do is wait for my opponent to actually play a card. This is a mirror match, I think. And he's going to reveal 3 cards in my hand, because why wouldn't you? So he has seen my Geralt, my power up, and my spot destruct, and one of my spot destruction cards. I'm going to then play my emissary, hopefully getting not what I wanted, but I did want my counter to these decks, which I don't tend to have, but what can you do? Moving on with my life and crying a little bit inside.
And my opponent has... Oh, no. I get a bear on my side of the field. 13, 14, 15, 16. I still lose by 1 point.
Damn it.
Cunning play.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
GG, GG. So that's 1 round to me, 2 rounds to him. I don't mind. Send him a good game.
I'm still crying a little bit inside. So, I'm going to play Scorch, dealing 20 points of overall damage to my opponent and 10 to myself, leaving me with a 3-point lead here. round 1, that was actually relatively good value off of a Scorch. My opponent was playing Lightning Bolt, which is a right pain in my bum. But, oof, how do I want to go about this? I'm just going to play my Emissary here, buffing my ally here by 10, putting me onto a 4-point lead. And then he eats that, dropping his bear. So, okay.
I did have it, right, cool.
So, it looks like I am running out of time here, so after this game I'm going to open my kegs, and we're going to be slightly short, but rest assured by the time I come back with the next stream we'll be up for a ranked match. So, as you can tell, my opponent can now see every card in my hand. Not that it makes me feel uneasy or anything, you know, it's just a massive advantage. But, boom. Look, and destroy his bear, giving me a 10-point lead here. And depending on how well he's got out of his kegs, we're about to see how he does. So, that is a Scorch, putting my opponent into a 2-point lead here. I'm just going to play another Emissary, powering up my guy to 19, putting me into a 6-point lead. And I will admit this is a very, very, very painful first turn for both of us here, because we're both playing everything we've got.
Crush those vermin!
So I'm going to play my Garruk here. This is going to even the field onto 1919. My hero is still available for the next turn, so we are going to see what happens here. What I am going to do, while my opponent makes his mind up, I'm going to check his grave, and as you can see there is plenty here for me to play with. And as such, I'm going to take the bear he discarded earlier and shove down his throat. 29 to 32. Cards are evenly played. My opponent's either going to pass here, giving me the win, or he's going to force me to play deeper, which I don't really have many options into doing.
Right, now my opponent, he'll play his hero first. Northern Realms, using this hero, will always go hero first. There we go. Main reason is because that makes every card in his hand and his deck +1. Similar to like Skelligan, who gets stronger every round, that will give you at least a 1 advantage over your opponent. It's always handy when it comes in. Now, since I don't have a lot to do, I will play my hero.
You've got the heart, not grit.
And get my werewolf out, at least. I do have my conjurer.
So, see my opponent's passing here, I'm going to do the same. I'm taking the win on that round with an 11-point lead. We're going to mulligan. We are both going to be left with 3 cards to play total. My opponent taking advantage with a 12-point there due to the perseverance he drops on their last turn. So, we're about to see what happens. Hopefully, I'll be able to take this round, which is looking fairly positive. Round turn 1's going to be a Yennefer, hopefully powering down his stronger monsters to a point where I can take full advantage of them. Turn 2 is going to be my hero, and then turn 3 is going to be Kahir. The reason I'm doing it in this way is so I can guarantee the 9 points from the golems getting played. Come on, give me the win. Give me the win. So as you can see, my opponent is currently leading 19 to 4. 3 golems, hero into mid row, and then that is going to allow me to play either a lacerate or an emissary. I'm going to go with the emissary at this point. Dropping him there, allow me to drop a rot tosser on my side of the field, and then putting a McDonald's Happy Meal on my opponent's middle row.
Not sponsored by McDonald's. Alright, so right now I've just had to ditch 2 cards, I've got my third Freya card. Ooh, very nice, very nice. He's done very well there. Now, the reason I did that, if I tell you my first margin Freya,
we serve her who is virgin, mother, and
which
crone.
brings out my raging berserker. And if he doesn't do anything sensible this turn, okay, so his cards now gain a +1 ability. Right.
So I'm leading by 10 points here. Technically 11. My opponent's going to drop. He's then going to drop a bear. If he drops a bear, he takes the win here. Because I can't deal 3 points of damage a turn. I pass. My opponent passes, and my opponent takes the win by 2 points due to a big scary bear. I should have took the bear. Right, so we are going into round 3 here, and so I have a 7-pointer here. My opponent is going to play Rally, netting him a emissary, putting 2 points onto my side of the field. I'm going to say thanks because he called me an arse, and then I'm going to drop my swears, completely butchered the name again, and that is 9-0 to me. So just remember, don't ever go that heavily into round 1. That is 2 points on my crown, at least staying even. Waiting for my opponent. Then good game. That is 15 all. My opponent is absolutely not going to send me a good game. That's 72, and I am 1 point off being level 10. 1 point. 1 point. 1199 out of 1200 experience. So, when do you get Logan out, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna open up my booster pack. Oh, my card kegs now. And so, let's open up these kegs, shall we? So, Thunder, Black Infantry Arbalist, Arcus Venom, and an Alchemist. All of those I'm going to get redrawn, and then, then I have a Scourge, a Vess, and a Dennis Cranmer.
Right, so let's have a butchers. You have a Universal, Northern Realms. Again, like you say to me, what is what you can use, or what is something you need?
I need to increase my Northern Realms, and she is showing a lot more flesh than I'm comfortable with, so I'm going with her, I think. Oh, there you go. I picked a Scourge anyway in the next pack, Ben. That worked out.
Oh, very nice, very nice. See, that's what I like. To tell, you can actually tell which cards you're going to get. Very luckily, because they highlight. So if you open up a keg and you get a purple, you're going to get what's his name on the field, which is really cool. Right. Okay. So Fog is the strongest unit, which would be those. My opponent has just forfeited. He's just realised he could not beat me on round 1. I will send a GG as a thank you. That is 2 wins, so I get a 6-point reward, and I'm on 7 rounds won. So I've got 15 more meteor powder, and I am now only 200 points away from ranking up to rank 10.
So, as you guys can probably tell about the cards I'm picking here, I do like a nice little bit of Swarm. So, we've got Immune Boost, the First Light, Ballistae, and Commando Neophyte, which are all respectable cards. Go through those, I have one of those. There we go. Now, the reason I'm taking up these random cards that I don't have any of is quite simple. It's so I can clone them later at a lower cost. Torrential Rain, I have loads of, and...
I'm sorry to say, Mickey, they don't go at a lower cost. They actually remain at the same cost as you make as creating a card. Oh, nice one, mate. Nice one.
Oh, what, the Giant Toad?
You got a Giant Toad, and you got an Ordering.
I'm going for the Giant Toad. That's going to be more use for my Devour deck.
Yeah.
When I actually get around to finishing it.
One thing
is it going to be in order?
Right, one thing I will say before I end the stream, a lot of people are probably wondering, how are we acquiring our hero cards? At the beginning of the game, before you start playing multiplayer, word of advice, very nice one, you've got the card which really is good against, what's his name? That is a really good card. First things first, go into challenges. You'll be given fundamentals, which gives you the basis of how to play the game, and you get rewards for doing so. Then you've got deck management. Again, teaches you how to build decks, how to use the shop, and card crafting. That gives you some more rewards. Then you get your faction challenges. You may need to start building decks to beat the challenges, but every 3 challenges you do, you get the hero that you play against. So, for example, I've completed Northern Realms, Skelligar, Soliatel, and Nilfgaard. So I have all the heroes required. Right now, I am 5 out of 6 on monsters. So I have an Unseen Elder, but I do not have a Dagon. Dagon is really, really annoying because he is a weather deck. Excuse me.
Yep. If you want an easy way to win, play a Weather Dagon deck, trust me. It seems to beat most people relatively easily.
It's
definitely worth consideration.
As my friend Mickey has completed his Dagon's Cultist challenge, he has
I've
Dagon.
actually completed all the challenges, so...
I'm stuck on the last one.
I don't blame you, Dagon, to be a pain, so...
All I will say is, have fun, enjoy the game, don't get disheartened. Like any good card game, it takes time to actually get used to it. If you've played The Witcher 3, it's similarly built
you will love it.
on this system, so you'll have an idea of how it works and how it plays. But again, just have fun. You can be a complete free-to-play game. Oh, nice bear, Mickey. It could be a nice free-to-play if you want to, but it is down to you if you can afford to spend money on it. If you can spend money on it, it gives you a chance to get more kegs.
It'll give you a jump start.
Hopefully they'll improve the financial system in this, because scrap and iron are a little bit of a nightmare to acquire. You have the new stuff, Meteor Powder, they released. What Meteor Powder does is it can make a normal card into an animated card. I didn't realise this because I thought it was just another way of buying cards. So I actually transmuted my Earth Elemental into my Earth Elemental Animated, which we call premium cards. It's a really nice card. I mean, the animations are really cool. As you can see, the higher tier cards cost more. So, for example, this Water Hag normally would cost you 200 scrap to craft. It would cost you 300 to transmute it into a Water Hag primary. Or you could just buy the primary card straight away for 800 scrap. That's the expensive route, but if you have the scrap you can do straight away, then fine. What else? You have your gold tier cards, which again cost a lot more, and as you can see, an original card will cost you 800, whereas the transmuted will cost you 1,600. So again, it's down to you. Do you use the extra meteorite powder, or do you use the scrap. Now you'll notice there's something called mill down in the square button. What that means is you can dismantle cards into scrap and powder depending on rarity, and be able to purchase and create other cards. Now you unlock that at rank 3.
Right, and that's the end of my stream, so like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you think. If there's anything you want to see, let me know, and please feel free to finish off your day by watching the end of Ben's stream where he explains the brief mechanics of the game, and I will see you later for my last 1 point towards my rank 10, hopefully a couple of ranked games, and yep, hopefully a new deck. So have a good day, ta-ta, and bye-bye.
And that'll do it for me as well. Thank you very much for watching the stream. Again, if you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up on there. If you've got any questions, go to Mickey's channel, go to my channel. We're willing to help out as much as we can. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Neo Bahamut 101. We'll catch you later on.
Ta-ta.
Bye.